Paris Olympics, it's a heartbreaking twist of fate. Vinesh Phogat has been disqualified from the gold medal bout. This is indeed an important development coming in from Paris Olympics. Vinesh Phogat, the wrestler, has been disqualified from the gold medal bout because she could not make the weight on the morning of her 50 kg gold medal bout. Now, what does this mean? We will be joined by our correspondent in just a while from now. But Indian wrestler was in fact found overweight on the second day of the competition in the 50 kg category and will not be making it to the podium on Wednesday evening. Vinesh Phogat has been disqualified and she will not be playing in the 50 kg bout. Narayan Singh is joining us from Paris. Narayan, though it is heartbreaking, but let us know the details.
Definitely, it's the most heartbreaking thing that a wrestler is qualifying there. He is playing a gold medal bout and being disqualified. If you talk about, it's all about she couldn't make the weight on the morning of her 50 kg gold medal bout. And IOA, the Indian Olympic Association, said that in a release, they said it is with great regret that the Indian contingent is sharing the news of disqualification on Vinesh from the women's 50 kg class. And despite the best effort of the team through the night, she weighed a few quarters over 50, we can say above the 50 kg. But we can say that earlier we hearing from the sources that 100 grams over the permissible limit, which could lead to her disqualification. And if you talk about the competition rule, Phogat will not, because her weight category is 50 kg, and if she weighs beyond that, actually when she was weighed, it was above around 150 grams above, and according to the rules of the World Wrestling Body, if a wrestler weighs beyond that, her weight category, then he or she is disqualified from the event, and the last place is given to him or her in the competition. So we can say that the biggest heartbreaking news in any sporting event, and India was supposed to win a silver or a bronze here. But this thing has just, we can say that one of the most heartbreaking, and especially personally for Vinesh and for the country, it was a golden opportunity for her to win a medal, to become a first women wrestler to win a silver medal for the country. But the rules came, and we need to say that that it is disheartening for the whole country.
Yes, indeed, this is disheartening, Narayan, but she usually plays in the 53 kg bout, and now that she was playing for the 50 kg bout, this is not the first time that she has faced such a situation in the 50 kg bout. Earlier during the Olympic qualifiers also she narrowly made the cut. But then for the benefit of our viewers, I would want you to explain to us, what is the general criteria, or how does this go about disqualification on grounds of being overweight? I want you to explain it to our viewers.
Actually, as you said in the background, that the category, the original weight category of the Vinesh Phogat is 53 kg category, but already Antim Pangal is there in the 53 kg category. So there was, for Vinesh to be there in the 53 kg category, there was supposed to go for a trial. But that trial that we are talking about never happened because of some situation in the Indian Wrestling Federation, and Antim Pangal finally got that place. And now at that time, Vinesh in that period of time was around weighing 57, 58 kg category. And if she would have chosen that category of 57, 58, then in that scenario she would have been fought to the more stronger contenders in the wrestling. So she opted a different way. She just reduced her weight category to the 50 kg category, and we know that if you are losing your weight to your natural body weight to 8 to 9 kg, definitely it's a shocking thing, and it is very difficult for the wrestler, also any athlete also. You have to reduce the intake of carbs, protein, and also the water intake. So finally she chose the part to be there in the 50 kg category, and she fought bravely in the pre-quarterfinals against the Japanese wrestler, who had an unbeaten streak of 82 international matches, and first time she faced a defeat against a wrestler from India, that is Vinesh Phogat, and it was a monumental achievement for her. And after that, she won her bouts in the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, and she was now supposed to play the final match. But we know that the rules, according to the rules, as you mentioned, that on that day and on the next morning, the weight of the wrestler should not exceed the weight category in which she or he playing. And when she was weighed, she around, I think it was 150 grams above the 150 kg category. So that's why the UWW, United World Wrestling Bodies rules, comes into play. If a wrestler who is playing, his weight goes beyond that weight, definitely he or she disqualified. According to the rules, that Article 11 says that of the UWW, World United Wrestling, if changes are done in the final entries compared to the entries in the in the circle, only after the exceptional circumstance like injury confirmed by a medical certificate, updated athlete's entry must be submitted to the organizer by the team leader without fail. That is at least 12 hours before the weigh-in and the competition day of the concerned weight category. And after that, no changes will be accepted. And for all competition, the weigh-in is organized each morning of the concerned weight category. The weigh-in and the medical control lasts around 30 minutes. If the second morning of the concerned weight category, only the wrestler who participate in the repechages and final have to come in for weigh. This weigh-in will last for 15 minutes. And after that, no wrestler may be accepted at the weigh-in if he has undergone a medical examination in the first morning. The wrestler must appear at the medical examination and the weigh-in in their license and accreditation. If you talk about all the other things, the contestant must be in perfect physical condition too. And throughout the entire weigh-in period, the wrestler have the right, each in turn, to get on the scale as many as time the wrestler wish. So all in all, we can say that it was the rules came into the play, and we know that according to the UWW rules, any wrestler is not able to make a weigh is disqualified from the competition and given the last place in the competition. And if you talk about Vinesh, she was weighing 150 grams over the weight limit, so she was disqualified.
All right, so that was about the weigh-in at the Olympic ceremony. But then, Narayan, what about the match, the bout actually, in which she was to compete?
Definitely, it was a gold medal match against the American wrestler.
Yes,
and
who will be competing in her place now?
No. Now there will be only two medals. One will be the gold and the other two will be bronze. No silver medal will be given. These are the rules of the games. So there will be no silver medal for that. And the kind of form Vinesh was there, we are hoping that she will win a gold medal because already she defeated some undefeated wrestlers in the competition.
Yes, indeed. For our viewers who are just joining in, this is the breaking we're getting for you from Paris. Vinesh Phogat has been disqualified from the gold medal bout. She has been found overweight by a few grams, say 150 grams on the morning of the competition, that was today. And she has been disqualified for being overweight in the 50 kg category, medal bout, which she was supposed to compete today. Our correspondent Narayan is there with us, and he has been explaining to us how weigh-in matters for the Olympic competition, for the Olympic bout for which Vinesh Phogat was disqualified today. Narayan, it was indeed a very important match. You know, a gold or a silver medal was at stake, but then Phogat became the first Indian woman wrestler to reach the final of the Olympics. I would want you to, just acquaint our viewers with the tremendous journey she has had at the Olympics so far, en route to the gold medal. She, in fact, stunned world #1 and also her opponents from Ukraine, Cuba. Very quickly sum up her journey at the Paris Olympics so far for us.
Definitely a fantastic journey for her, Vinesh, in the Paris Games. We know that she started on a positive note in a pre-quarterfinal bout. She defeated the world #1, the wrestler from the Japan. Till that bout against Vinesh, her unbeaten streak was of 82 wins in the international wrestling, and she was also an Olympic champion in Tokyo and 4-time world champion. So she defeated, Vinesh defeated that wrestler, and we can say that it was the most iconic winning streak in the international sport of the 82 matches. And beating that iconic streak, we can say that was the best moment for Vinesh's career. And we can say that it was also showing a change of guard in the wrestling, the way she started. But after that, also in her quarterfinal and the semi-final bout, she continued that form. And that win against the Japanese wrestler boosted the Vinesh's confidence. And she was looking that definitely she will win a gold for India. But these under weekend circumstances came into play, the rules of the United World Wrestling, and she found overweight by 150 grams. So we can say that this news has had a big impact on the Indian wrestling, and definitely heartbreaking, not only for the wrestling fraternity but for whole Indian sporting fraternity. All are waiting with a bated breath that Vinesh today will fight a gold medal bout against the US opponent, and she will win a medal. So that's why we can say that it is heart disheartening for all the fans.
All right, Narayan, I'll take that forward to our correspondent Deepika, who is joining us on phone. Deepika, there could not be a bigger heartbreak for the fans, given the way Vinesh Phogat has been disqualified from the gold medal bout. Let us get more from you. How far will it, or to what extent will it hamper the, the Indian prospects at the Olympics?
Good afternoon, Preeti. Yes, this is very heartbreaking. This is very disheartening for all the fans, for all the Indian community when we talk about Vinesh's gold, because yesterday when she won the bout, she first defeated Yui Sasaka of Japan. And as we all know that Yui Sasaka is leading the international bouts by 82-0. She's remained undefeated, and Vinesh was the only Indian wrestler who defeated it in the initial bout. Then she defeated a Ukrainian player, Oksana Lebach, and after that she defeated the Cuban player by a good margin. We saw a very good performance overall from Vinesh from the beginning bout itself, and we saw a lot of praise also that was incoming, be it American wrestler Jordan Boros, or be it the Indian community, the Indian ministers who were praising Vinesh Phogat for her good work at the mat yesterday. But now this news, which is also a disciplinary action, this comes under the disciplinary action, because you have to maintain your weight, and this is the first clause that a wrestler has to meet when they go on the mat. The weight category is mentioned beforehand, and it applies to all the wrestlers, not only for a big event like Olympics, but also for any other event which is associated with the government or which is affiliated with the Wrestling Federation. So be it a national championship, be it an Asian championship, or be it the International Olympic Committee that is making the rules, has to adhere the rules, and these rules are strictly complied by the UWW, which is United World Wrestling. So when we look at this development, this is really heartbreaking, because we were expecting a gold medal match today, but at the same time the wrestlers have to realize that they do have to adhere by the rules. They do have to maintain their weight category. We do understand the fact that Vinesh has come down from 53 kg weight category to 50 kg weight category, but at the same time she has to completely adhere. There is zero scope for any error if we talk about Vinesh's performance, if we talk about the rules that Vinesh had to adhere here. And now eventually when the weighing was done after the bout, which is a regular process, she was found to be overweight by almost 100 grams. We would get an official confirmation, an official statement also from this by the Indian Olympic Association in a very short while, and let's see what exactly Indian Olympic Association has to say about it. But overall it is very disheartening, but yes, a lesson for all the players, because this is Olympics and everybody has to stick to the rules very strictly, Preeti.
It is a disciplinary action that has been taken today. Our correspondent Narayan is there with us from Paris, and we also had inputs coming in from Deepika. For our viewers who've just joined in, this is the breaking we're getting for you from the Paris Olympics. Vinesh Phogat has been disqualified from the gold medal bout. She was supposed to play a gold medal 50 kg category gold medal bout against her US compatriot, against a US competitor, but she has been disqualified for being overweight by a few grams, around 150 grams. She was overweight for the 50 kg category in which she was to play today. Usually she plays for the 53 kg category, but the weighing in is done every morning of the competition, and today she was to play the gold medal bout. Just yesterday we saw her win the match against her opponent, which earned her the laurel of playing in the final today. But it is heartbreaking that Vinesh Phogat has been disqualified. She reached the final. She defied all the odds. She was approximately 2 kgs overweight on Tuesday night, but as per the sources, she worked hard through the night, and she did everything in her capacity, from jogging to skipping to cycling, to meet the criteria. But eventually that difference was just 150 grams at the time of the weigh-in, and because of that a disciplinary action has been taken against her. It is indeed a big blow to the Olympic dreams, Olympic gold medal dreams for India in Paris. Our correspondent Deepika is there with us. Deepika, a lot of hard work, a lot of, you talk of hard work, you talk of strength, everything goes into reaching where she is today. But then being disqualified, facing a disciplinary action and not even going to the medal bout. She was not in action actually when she has to face this. This is more, heartbreaking, isn't it? Just a few hours, just a medal bout away from a gold medal, a gold or a silver, a short for that matter. The day could not have been much worse for Vinesh Phogat and for the Indians as well, isn't it?
Yes, Preeti, you're right that this is very indeed disheartening. Nobody was expecting. This is rather a nightmare for an Olympic player who's about to make it to the gold podium finish, and yet he's so near yet so far from the Olympic gold medal finish. But also we have to consider the fact that this is not a new rule which has been introduced suddenly, or this is something which the players did not know. The players were well aware about it, and as the sources reports also say that Vinesh Phogat was well aware about her overweight conditions. She did work towards reducing that, but then 100-gram overweight is a overweight. Be it 100-gram overweight or a 1 kilo overweight, it is a overweight condition that debars you from playing the event. That completely means a disqualification, and this was well known by the entire Wrestling Federation of India. The rules are not something new which have been introduced. The rules are there in place since ages, and these are the same rules, similar rules, which are being followed by many years by all the organizations very duly. So this everybody has to adhere, be it these weight categories, the weight maintaining that everybody has to do. The same rule applies for boxing also. The same rule applies for any combat sport. And similarly, we've got another sort of rules, another set of rules for different sports, which applies to not only the Indian players but to all the international athletes also. So if she was overweight, she was found to be overweight, she could have worked more. I'm sure she would have done her best, because she was really crying when she defeated Yuri Sasaki. That was like a dream come true for her. We could see her emotions overflowing on the mat, and how confident she was, how determined she was. But at the same time, flaw of the rule would mean a disqualification, and nothing. I don't think there's a challenge also to this, because a flaw of the rule remains a flaw of the rule, and this has to be strictly adhered by the players. Now we are awaiting an official confirmation by the Indian Olympic Association what exactly they have to say, because we are also getting the report that the silver would not be given to anyone in this weight category. There would be only 2 medals, which is bronze medal and a gold medal, but we would still get an official confirmation from the Indian Olympic Association. Other events which were decided to be felicitated have also been cancelled here in India, considering the developing situation there in Paris and considering what is happening with the Indian players. The Indian Ministry is also well aware about it and looking forward to what can be done. But then again, it all comes down to the rule which everybody has to adhere, because this is well laid and well placed by the Indian Olympic Association.
All right. When you talk of Vinesh, Phogat and her performance, she was the first Indian to reach the gold medal bout at the Olympics. She also became the first Indian woman wrestler to win a gold at the Commonwealth and Asian Games. She, in fact, has won multiple medals as the only Indian woman wrestler at the World Wrestling Championships also. So she has had a very illustrious career. For the benefit of our viewers, Deepika, very quickly sum up her stint at the Paris Olympics so far. Today she was supposed to meet a contender from the US. She also, just yesterday she defeated her contender and she made it to this gold medal bout. Very quickly, let us get more from you as to how has been her stint at the Paris Olympics, because just before leaving, in fact, before not leaving, but in Paris, she promised that she will bring a gold, and that was the promise she made to her mother. This is what I'm just, remembering, and this is indeed very heartbreaking. But then, how do you explain her stint at the Paris Olympics so far?
As you said, Preeti, that she made many promises, not only to her mother, but to all the
to the nation as well. Yes.
Yeah, to all the viewers and to everybody, to every Indian here, that she would get a gold. And after the bout, she quickly had an interaction, a video interaction that the Olympic people, the International Olympic Association organized there beside the match, and we were getting the visuals on internet also, because the rights are there, so we cannot show it to our television viewers. But there was a video call which was done by Vinesh and her mother, which was organized by the International Olympic Association. And talking about her bout, her first bout itself against the Japanese player Yui Sasaki. Yui Sasaki is an undefeated reigning Olympic champion. She's remained undefeated in all her international bouts. The score line of Yui Sasaki in all international events is 82-0. So that itself is a huge statement, and everybody was really afraid that how Vinesh Phogat will face Yui Sasaki, because Yui Sasaki was seeded number 1 in this Olympic edition, whereas Vinesh Phogat was unseeded altogether when she was supposed to face Yui Sasaki. But then eventually she defeated Yui Sasaki, and that was the biggest victory for all the Indians, because defeating Yui Sasaki means you've already virtually won an Olympic gold medal, because there is no bigger contender other than Yui Sasaki across all the events, across all quarterfinals, semi-final, or any other event there in the Olympics. And the first task was done superbly, very well. And she had faced Oksana Libac in the quarterfinal round. She defeated Oksana also very beautifully. She was playing in a very attacking mode. She was playing very smartly. It was a very balanced game. And then in the semi-final bout also, she defeated the Cuban player. In the finals, she was supposed to play the USA player. Wrestling, as we hear, wrestling is always supposed to be an Indian game, because it is the oldest sport of India. And Vinesh Phogat comes from a very celebrated family of Phogat sisters. We know Geeta Phogat is the first ever woman to secure a gold medal in Commonwealth Games. That happened in the year 2010. And Mahavir Phogat, who's the Dronacharya awardee, he's trained Vinesh Phogat. Not only this, Vinesh Phogat has trained with foreign coaches also. The Sports Authority of India, the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sport, has given a lot of support to Vinesh Phogat. Because she's also a top scheme player. She's got a lot of financial support from ACTC as well. So Ministry has also spent a lot of money, a lot of investment has been done on Vinesh Phogat, whether she's requested for her foreign training base camps or a foreign coach that, and she also requested for a coach that she can take her with Olympics. And we also remember the fact that 140 support staff was sent this time, apart from 117 athletes, allowing all the players to carry their own personal coaches so that they are mentally fit fit, they're physically fit, and there is no hindrance anywhere for any of the player. But this altogether comes down to Vinesh, because this is something which Vinesh could have only handled best. This is something which Vinesh could have overturned. This is something which Vinesh could have dealt with perfectly, but then she couldn't do it, and she couldn't maintain her weight. That was the only criteria where she failed personally on her personal level, and that is why the entire country is losing a gold medal today, Preeti.
All right, Deepika, we learned from you that this is a disciplinary action. Help us understand now, you know, an athlete competing on a global platform. This is not just about the athlete. It is, you know, an entire team that is backing the athlete, you know, a team of doctors, you know, other staff also taking care of the well-being of the athlete, making sure, you know, she is, the athlete in fact is at ease, you know, when the athlete is competing in the, on the global platform. Help us understand who is to be blamed for this fiasco, for this moment, because this is indeed not just about Phogat's loss, but also the entire team. You know, the entire team has failed as a team, isn't it?
I don't think anybody has to be blamed for this, because, you know, Vinesh tried her best, and the government also gave their best support, be it Sports Authority of India, be it the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports. Everybody was supporting her at every different level, be it a financial support or support that she required at different levels. If you talk about the Paris initiative only, a lot of financial support has gone from the government side towards ensuring that Vinesh Phogat faces no problem. Be it Vinesh Phogat or Neeraj Chopra, all the players, all the 117 players who are representing India at Paris Olympics, who've represented, everybody has got a very good support from tops, and they've agreed time and again, because we've had exclusive conversations with all the players. Our reporters there in Paris, they are bringing us exclusive conversations with all the medalists also, and each one of them has said that they've got a very good support from tops. We are talking about the central government support here, but talking about this particular incident that has happened, because the weighing happens, and now the reports are also coming in that Vinesh was aware of the fact that she is overweight, but still she couldn't, you know, meet the criteria of 50 kg weight category, which means not even 10 grams above 50 kg weight category. However, this was really unfortunate for Vinesh also, but we have to adhere by the rules. If there's a action to it or not, that remains to be seen, but we have to adhere with the rules, which she completely, you know, failed to comply with the weight category there.
All right, Deepika, I'll take that forwards to our correspondent Tapas Bhattacharya, who is joining us from the newsroom. Tapas, you know, help us understand. We know this is a major loss for India and Vinesh Phogat, but then how should we understand this? I would want you to explain to our viewers what or how is weigh-in done, because you know, with just a margin of 150 grams, she was disqualified. I would want you to explain to our viewers what is the process of weigh-in at the Olympics.
Right, so let's just put it this way. The first and foremost, before any match, any bout in wrestling, a medical as well as a weigh-in takes place. Now, a medical is done to understand that whether a particular wrestler is in a prime health condition to fight that particular bout. The weigh-in is to make sure that they are in the same weight category as they are fighting for. Now, the weight category that she was playing for is in the 50 kg category. She generally prefers to play in the 53, but here in this particular Olympics and in this edition, she plays in the 50 kg category to have a better understanding, to have a better reach of making it to the finals.
Tapas, I'll just interrupt you here. But at present on our screens, we will get the tweet of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has given his reaction on this. I will quote the Prime Minister on the social media platform X. The Prime Minister wrote, Vinesh, you are a champion among champions. You are India's pride and inspiration for each and every Indian. Today's setback hurts. I wish words could express the sense of despair that I'm experiencing. At the same time, I know that you epitomize resilience. It has always been your nature to take challenges head on. Come back stronger. We are all rooting for you. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi's tweet there, he wrote on social media platform X, Vinesh, you're a champion among champions. You are India's pride and an inspiration for each and every Indian. Come back stronger. We are all rooting for you. So these are Prime Minister's words for Vinesh Phogat. Ravikant Singh, sports analyst, is joining us. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us on DD India this afternoon. The day today could not have been worse. The hopes and dreams shattered, but then this is a disciplinary action against Vinesh Phogat, is what we understand. I would want you to explain more to our viewers, what is weigh-in at the Paris Olympics. As a sports analyst, I would want you to explain to them with just a margin of, say, 100 to 150 grams, she was disqualified. What does it mean?
See, we have to understand the process first. And that is why I still have serious doubts whether this story is true or not. Because as per the schedule, the weighing in has to occur hours before the bout. Now, that cannot be before 9 a.m. in Paris, because the bouts are scheduled after noon. Now, 2 to 2.5 hours is what the time before the bout is when the weighing in is supposed to happen. Now, the story has broken at 3:30 a.m. India time. Now, that is where I have my serious doubts, because how can a weighing in happen at night? The newspaper story, which has formed the basis of this, it's broken at 3:30 a.m. at night, which is about just before midnight in Paris. Now, is it possible for any weighing in to happen at night? As per rules, never. So the question of Vinesh Phogat being overweight at the end of the day, Tuesday, is out of the question. There's no weighing in happening. Now, in the morning, she weighs in, apparently, again, reportedly, 100 grams over. Now, when you are about up to 250 grams over, the rules say that you will be given a period of 30 minutes to shed that, which is why those familiar with boxing and wrestling will know that you will see these, boxers who are trying to shed weight, even in the peak of summer, clad in, headgear and suit, full track suit, trying to sweat it out, running and jogging, so that they can lose that extra weight, extra few grams. Now, everything has been denied to Vinesh. Now, is it some kind of a special treatment being meted out by United World Wrestling? That is what I want to know. What is wrong? Why hasn't the Wrestling Federation of India or the Indian Olympic Association stood up against all this? How can this be happening through the night? That's
a very important
question.
point raised by you, sir. Yes, I will take that forward to our correspondent who is joining us from Paris Olympics. But for the benefit of our viewers, you've highlighted this, and thank you so much for joining in with your insights on the show. Narayan, we had Mr. Ravikant. He talked of how he sensed something fishy with regard to the timing of the weigh-in which occurred in Paris. I would want you to explain more to us, to our viewers as well, as to how a weigh-in is done on the morning of the match, of the medal bout in both boxing and wrestling. And added to that, what next for this medal bout for which Vinesh Phogat was to compete today?
As the Ravikantji mentioned that this happened during the night time at 3:30 a.m. in the morning. But as when we talked to the sources, when we got the news, we tried to contact the IOA and even the wrestling body. They were actually didn't made any word on that, as they said that as the official announcement will come, then only we will just take a call on it. But there may be some, we can say that Indian squad, Indian contingent and Indian wrestling management would have flagged it off to the world body regarding what they have done, and time is required for athlete to recover. Time is at least given to him or her so that he or she can again come to her weight category. But as we know that Vinesh's weight category, which was of 53, and during after that she gained a weight around 57 to 58, and her natural weight of her body was around 57 and 58, and shedding that weight to 50 definitely was a difficult task for him, and maintaining that weight we can say that is for any person, for not even for any athlete, it's difficult to maintain that weight. So we can say that as per the rules, the United World Wrestling rules, the weight should not be exceed above the weight category in which he or she is fighting. So it is clear that you can't be. A time is given around half an hour to shed that weight to come to your weight category. But I think within half an hour, it is not possible for anyone to shed 250 grams weight or whatever the weight she or he has seen to the optimal weight category. So all in all, we can say that if this has happened, in sporting sense, it's disheartening. But we can say that rules rules are also an part and parcel of the game. So if when you contacted to the IOA and still they were not commenting on it, but IOA, their press release says that unfortunately this has happened, and we know that if a person who disqualified due to the weight reasons, he is not getting a medal, only gold medal and the bronze medal will be awarded. The silver medal will be not given, and the wrestler who is disqualified will be at the last place. So we can say that it's a disappointment as per the news is coming from there.
Right.
There are the rules that before or after the bout, the weight should be maintained.
All right, Narayan, losing when you're in action, losing a match or losing a competition when you're in action is one thing, but then even not, even when you're not in action and you haven't even started your action in the field or in the match, and being disqualified for that is even more heartbreaking. I know it's very obvious, but then very quickly, just to close the show, what is the mood in the Indian contingent there in Paris? You are disheartened yourself, so are we here in India as well. Very quickly, let us know what are you witnessing there in Paris?
Definitely, it's heartbreaking not only in the Paris but for the whole wrestling fraternity and for the 1 billion people who are seeking a medal from the Vinesh, because the kind of performance everybody knows that what she delivered today, it's a monumental watershed moment, defeating a world #1 wrestler who has an unbeaten streak of 82 international matches. She never lost any international match. Even in the Tokyo, she didn't allow any opponent to get a point. She defeated that kind of wrestler in the first round, in the pre-quarterfinals. And after that, she was also a 4-time world champion. So defeating that wrestler, I think that was a historic day in Vinesh's career. And after that, she carried that form to the next round and she was there for the gold medal match. So we are hoping that she will definitely win the gold medal match, and the India's quest for the gold medal will stop here with Vinesh Phogat. But that was unfortunate and heartbreaking for everyone, not only for Vinesh. We can say that for the more than 1 billion people of India.
All right, Narayan, thank you so much for joining in with those inputs from Paris. Thank you, Tapas, for joining us from the newsroom. So that was the big breaking we're tracking this hour. Vinesh Phogat has been disqualified from the 50 kg gold medal bout, which she was to appear for. However, we'll end this bulletin here, but we'll end this bulletin on this tweet by the Prime Minister, wherein he appreciated Vinesh for being a champion among the champions. Though it is very heartbreaking, but I'm sure this is, this tweet, this message by the Prime Minister will somewhere lift the spirit of the disheartened athletes. There on your screens, we have the tweet by the Prime Minister. Come back stronger.